It's been such a long time, like 3 to 4 years, since I saw these cast of characters, since I really sat down and talked about, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon, or as I like to call it, which was easier for me at the time, dungeon girls. Now, season 2 is finally here. And I think many are going to agree that it's good to see this series back. I think we all understand that this is probably not going to be the quote-unquote best series of Summer of Anime 2019, but I think we all agree that it still will probably be very enjoyable. That's what I'm expecting, and I do believe I will get that, because I remember really enjoying this series many years ago when I was reviewing it, and I don't know, I just enjoyed it, and I remember the memes that spawned from this series. I don't know how many of you remember, but do any of you remember the Hestia memes that spawned? Like, when the Hestia, character reveal happened, you saw how she had, the little, ribbon underneath holding her chest up, and you had a bunch of different characters that had it added to them for fan art and all that. It just exploded all over the internet. I remember people were doing cosplays of it and all that. I just remember it being all over the internet at the time, and it's just, it's great to see this series back. I wonder if we'll have any, reemergence of, these memes that was from the past come back because of Season 2. So anyways, I want to be just completely honest, it's been a long time, and I don't remember every single little detail from Season 1, okay? I'm just gonna be honest here, because it's been, like I said, 3 to 4 years, and there's been a lot of things that's happened between that time, from then and now, and so, obviously, there is a few minor details that have just whoop, right over my head, and I don't really remember much anymore. I do, however, know that Belle was a character that was a rookie, someone that wasn't really strong, but thanks to the events of Season 1, he was slowly maturing, getting stronger, and he was getting help, and you could see that all the progress he's made throughout, Season 1, and I'm guessing between Season 1 and Season 2, where he's at the beginning of this episode, he's made a lot of progress, and he's able to finally get into the realms of, let's say, middle floors and all that, and be able to almost achieve level 3. And I believe that the girl that he looks up to, I believe that she's a level 4, level 5, I could be wrong, but I believe that was the level she achieved a long time ago, because I remember the series kind of started off with that, but I could be wrong. But regardless, though, it is nice to see this series back, and, I'm glad to see, these cast of characters that were very lively in the first season back again, the voice actors the same, etc., and especially, I really did miss Hestia. I don't know, I really missed her character. She was a very bubbly character. I loved her voice actor. I loved her design. And just seeing this episode kind of showcase her once again, I'm like, I missed it. I missed her character, and I can't wait to see more of her throughout this, upcoming season. So, to get right into it, let's talk about the main conflict. So, the main conflict of this episode is very simple so far. You have it to where Belle, he is about to achieve level 3 status, and obviously, you had his group kind of celebrating, being happy and all that, and, they were just happy because they're finally progressing and able to move on up. But then you have this other party that gets really upset with Belle kind of, acting like he is, because, he's about to achieve level 3. And obviously, you're gonna have individuals that are gonna be very jealous, upset, and all that, like this rookie coming in, all he knows how to do is run, be a coward, but now look at him, he's about to be, level 3. People don't really respect Belle at all, or Hestia and, that entire family. So, because of that, it has some problems that begins at the beginning of the episode, and it's introduced to be the Apollo family. Now, I do have to say that there is something that this season is obviously trying to do that Season 1 really didn't. It did give us the presentation of what these familias or these families are about, each individual gods with their families, but it never really went into the true conflict between families, which I think this is what the season is really trying to do. Let me get into that. See, Belle even states within this episode that his overall interactions with different people throughout his journey in Season 1 was very unnormal. Like, it wasn't natural for someone to experience that many kind gifts from so many different families, like different gods and stuff. It's just not something you would see. And and, he's grown accustomed to it. And he even admits that, like, I guess what's going on now with the distance between individual parties and all that, that is the normal. And so I feel like this season is trying to crank it up and let us see that this is kind of how the parties compete against each other, how the families interact with each other, gain fame and status and all that. That's kind of what is really going on here. And you can see that Apollo and Hestia do have some form of beef in the past. Now, I want to be honest here. I know a little bit about Apollo because obviously I like mythology. I like Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and I know Apollo is kind of a really well-renowned god. He is someone that's renowned for a lot, like dance, music, archery. I mean, he's renowned for a lot of different individual little things as a status of a god. And I do think it's kind of cool that the real introduction to kind of start season 2 off, and we get to see Apollo, we get to see how there's like this big, party going on, and you see dance and music going on, which goes along with the theme of what Apollo is known for. The, Greek god Apollo, what he is known for. So I do like that little tidbit that kind of attaches to the element of Apollo. But anyways, Apollo as a character, though, he is definitely really upset with Hestia and her family, and I don't know if Hestia and Apollo have any history in actual mythology. I have no idea. Maybe they're trying to draw upon that and bring it up into this story, because a lot of literature likes to do that, but it might just be something that they're doing. Regardless, though, Apollo definitely gave me a lot of a vibe from, like, SAO. Like, hopefully I'm not the only one to think that, but when I was, watching this episode and the ending sequence happened, when I saw his facial reaction to being able to steal Belle from Hestia, I'm like, why does his face, like, his overall demeanor, remind me so much of, like, certain character faces from Sword Art Online? Like, why is that? And I'm just like, is he going after Belle? Does he want Belle that bad or whatever? There's a lot of questions I have. But, yeah, it seems like it's getting geared up for a really good start to the season, and I do wonder if Belle is actually going to be taken away or not, because, I mean, it is early in the season, and it could definitely offer some interesting, like, methods to the story if Belle is taken away from Hestia, and then Hestia has to figure out how to get Belle back. Now, that would be really cool if that is where the story wants to go, but like I said, it could be something else. That doesn't mean that it is going to happen, but it would be cool if it did. So what else is there really to get into? I guess other things besides that is the art and animation. It's clear as day that JC Staff knows what's kind of important for this series, besides obviously storytelling. I think many that want to watch this series wants to watch it obviously for story, but probably because of Hestia and certain poses she makes throughout the story or this episode. I can't really show them on screen because of just how detailed they are, but yeah, I could definitely see that JC Staff isn't shy around fan service this season, and they're definitely going all in for Hestia, which is something that many really knew her for throughout season 1, so yeah. But I think that's about it. Like I said, it's a simple start, but it does give us kind of like a reintroduction into what to expect. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about the first episode of Dungeon Girl Season 2? Are you excited to finally have it back after like 3 to 4 years? It's been such a long time. Be honest and tell me your honest thoughts in the comments below. I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.